Welcome back to Mac Talks Football, and it is match day 18 in the La Liga, and it is the last match day before the winter break. So it is going to be extra special for all the teams, making sure that they go into the winter break on a happier note, and they give their fans something to cheer about. But we'll see which teams end up on on a happier note, and which teams end up on not so happier note. So let's go ahead and start making a prediction. The first game, it is a Girona versus Valladolid. It is 10th versus 19th. Now Girona, they are winless in their last three games. They've lost two games in a row, so they are not coming. They are coming this game in not a really good form. If I'm being very honest with you, they are playing against a Valladolid side who have won just once in the last five games, and that was their win over the weekend against Valencia. So they are going to be in a bit of a confidence coming into this game. But Girona know that how important this game is. This is one of those games which you have to win as a side who is playing in the Champions League, and as a side who still has a chance to somehow qualify for Europe, despite throwing the points away. And they know they have to win it, and I think being the home side, and they have enough in their score to to get the job done, and I think they will do it. But I think it will be a close game. I'm going for a 2-1 win for Girona. Up next, it's Getafe versus Mallorca. It is 16th versus 6th. Getafe, they are 16 and they are just a point above the the team in the relegation zone. So it is very tight at the bottom in La Liga, and it is not really looking good for Getafe. If I'm being very honest with you, I mean they are so inconsistent. Getafe, it is if you look at the last five games, it is like win lose lose or something like that. So like they are so inconsistent. One week they will be really good, the next week they will be atrocious. They are just not able to their defensive wise they are really good, but they cannot score the goals. That is such a big problem for Getafe. They are unable to put the ball in the back of the net, and they really need to buy something in January for that position. Because if that doesn't happen, they are for sure going down, because all the other teams around them, even if they lose the games, they are scoring goals, all of them apart from Getafe. So I think they really need to work on that one out. Playing against Mallorca, who are having an amazing season, like nobody really thought they would have such a great season. I keep saying this every weekend, because every weekend they somehow keep doing better. They are still in that fight for those European places. They are six in the moment, and they are making sure that they they don't let go of that easily. And I think it is going to be a very tight game, but unfortunately I don't think we are going to get a result, and I think it could turn out to be quite a boring game as well. I think Getafe, despite being the home side, because they cannot score the goals, and they are really hard to beat. I think Mallorca are going to try quite a lot, but I think they are going to be quite frustrated. Getafe are going to make sure that they don't score, they don't let anybody, if they are not able to score, they don't let anybody score. And I think it is going to happen, that this is going to what's going to happen in this game. I'm going for a 0-0 draw between Getafe and Mallorca. The next game is a Celta Vigo versus a Real Sociedad. It is a 13th versus a 7th. And just to show you how tight the league is, Real Sociedad being at 13th, they're just 4 points up behind a 7th place Real Sociedad. So if they win this game, they are going to be right in the top 10 and just a point behind Sociedad. That's how tight the game the league is at the moment. Both these teams have had quite an interesting season. So Celta Vigo started the season really good. Sociedad were really bad at the start of the season, and as the season has gone along, Sociedad have dropped started to move up the table, whereas Celta Vigo have dropped down the table. They are the home side though this game, and I think it is going to be quite a fun game to watch. If I'm being very honest with you, both these teams really like to go ahead and play their attacking football. They like to attack. They are not like a sort of a defensive sort of a team, and I think we are going to get goals in this game, and I just don't know why. I just don't think we are going to get a winner. I think we are going to get a good number of goals as well. There is going to be quite a lot of chances as well, and in the end I think it is going to end in a draw. I'm going for a 2-2 draw between Celta Vigo and Real Sociedad. Up next, it's Osasuna versus Athletic Club. It is 8th versus a 4th. Now, Osasuna have been sort of the dark horses this league season to somehow qualify for those European places. But unfortunately for them, they are winless in their last 5 games, and their last 4 of them have been draws. They are just dropping far too many points, to mount a serious challenge at the moment. But luckily for them, all the other teams around them have been dropping points. They are still in contention for for those European places. Playing against Athletic Club, they are fourth in the table. They are undefeated in their last 5 games. They were on a 5 game winning streak, which ended over the weekend when they drew their game. So they are going to come in this game, and they are going to make sure that they get back on winning on that winning run, because there are so many teams behind them, and they're just waiting for Athletic Club to make one mistake so they can take their place in the Champions League places. They are just 4 points behind Real Madrid as well, so that is a big incentive. Athletic Club, they are not going to think about the title challenge, but with the number of points, the difference between them and Barcelona is not that much. So if they win it, that would take them a lot more, even more closer to those title challenging team. So, and I think that is going to happen. I think Osasuna, because they have been dropping points left, right, and center, I think Athletic Club, with the confidence that they are in and the form that they are in, I think they are going to get the job done. I'm going for a 2-0 win for Athletic Club. Then it's the biggest game of the weekend, I think, in the entirety of Europe, even though Bayern and Leipzig are playing. But Barcelona versus Atletico Madrid, the top two of La Liga, going at it. And I think for this is good. Atletico Madrid could not have asked for a better time to play Barcelona, who are in all sorts of trouble. They are like so inconsistent. They are dropping points like they are the Santa Claus, and they are giving away points as gifts to the other teams of La Liga, and they have been quite atrocious, if I'm being very honest with you, in so many of their games. The Barca that started the season brightly, playing with fun, enjoying their football, that Barca has gone, and it has been replaced with this a timid Barcelona, who are, it feels like they are scared, they are under pressure, they are nervous, and they are not playing the football that they were playing before the start of the season. Contrast to Atletico Madrid, who had a horrendous start and now are on cloud nine. 6 game winning streak they are coming in this game, and they have a game in hand over Barcelona as well. They are level on points, but they have a game in hand, and I think, and I really believe it, and I think this is why I'm predicting this. I think Barcelona are going to suffer another defeat, and I think Atletico Madrid are going to win this game as well. I think it will be quite a hard fought game, because it is a big game, but I think in the end Atletico Madrid are going to go ahead and get the job done. I'm going for a 2-1 win for Atletico Madrid, and they go top of the table, and they finish the winter break as as the top team of La Liga. The next game is Valencia versus Alaves. It is 28th versus 17th. Now, Valencia, they have won once in their last 5 games. They were on a 3-game losing streak, which they ended by drawing their last game, midweek game, playing against Alaves, who themselves are winless in their last 5 games. 4 draws out of those 5 games as well. So I like it. I'm not expecting any fireworks in this game, if I'm being very honest with you. Even though it is the last game or before the winter break, I still think it is not going to be that much exciting. And if I'm being very honest with you, I don't, as I said, I think it's going to be quite a boring game as well, and I'm going for a 0-0 draw between Valencia and Alaves. Then it's Real Madrid versus Sevilla. It is 3rd versus 11th. Now Real Madrid, by the time they are going to play, Atleti and Barcelona would have played. And if my predictions go as I expect them to be, then Barcelona are going to be on 2nd, and Real Madrid are going to look at this game, and they're going to be happy about it, and they're going to they're going to make sure that they win their game as well. They are Real Madrid are. They are really good, not playing that good, but they somehow getting the result. They drew their game against Rayo when they had a chance to overtake Barcelona, but they won last weekend, and so they are still a point behind Barcelona, but they have a game in hand, so that's a big thing for them. And if Barca end up losing against Atletico Madrid, so they are going to be extra motivated against in their game against Sevilla. Sevilla themselves, they are 11th. They are so inconsistent. I just don't know what to predict about Sevilla, if I'm being very honest with you. I could say that they are going to lose, and they could surprise everybody, and they could end up winning against Real Madrid. But I'm going to go with with what I think is going to happen. I think Real Madrid are going to win it. It's the last game. It's at the Santiago Bernabeu. The fans are going to be really up for it, and I think they are going to get the job done. And in the end, I just have this gut feeling. I think it's going to be quite an easy win for them. I'm going for a 3-1 win for a Real Madrid. Then it's Las Palmas versus Espanyol. It is 14th versus 18th. Now Las Palmas are on an amazing, and I'm not gonna kid you. The last 5 games, 3 of them have been wins, just one defeat out of the possible. In the last 5 games, and they have sort of put them away from the teams at the bottom. They are just still not clear. They are still in that relegation scrap, but they are trying to get away from them. They are playing against Espanyol side who have won once in their last 5 games, 3 defeat and a draw, and they are not in a really in a good form. If I'm being very honest with you, they played Valencia last night, and they drew that game as well. So it was a important game for them. They did not lose, so that's a big plus for them. But I think against Las Palmas, even though it's quite a big game, both teams near that relegation area, but I think they are going to lose, and I think Las Palmas are going to continue their winning, their good form, and they're going to make sure that they get as far away of possible from the teams at the bottom. I think it will be not that much of a close game. I think Las Palmas will end up winning it comfortably. I'm going for a 2-0 win for Las Palmas. And then it's Leganes versus Villarreal. It is 15th versus 5th, and now Leganes, they are not doing that good. Like, there's one win in their last 5 games. They are quite inconsistent, if I'm being very honest with you. Playing against Villarreal side who have lost all any form that they had. I mean, almost like 3 to 4 weeks ago, they were almost in contention. I said they have an outside chance or maybe fighting for the title. They were so close to the top 3. Then the last 5 games, like 3 draws and 2 defeats, they are all over the place. I don't know what has gone wrong for the Yellow Submarine, but it is not looking really good. They are playing against a Leganes side. It is a tough side, a tough place to go. It's an away game as well, and Leganes, knowing that Villarreal are in such a bad form, they are going to be really happy. They're going to be thinking that maybe we can get something out of this game. And unfortunately for Villarreal, I think it is going to happen. I think it is Leganes are going to be really up for it, being this the last game before the winter break and being at home. I think they are going to get something out of it. I don't think they are going to win it, but I think it will end up in a draw. I am going for a 1-1 draw between Leganes and Villarreal. And the final game of the weekend of match day 18 is Real Betis versus Rayo Vallecano. It is 9th versus 12th. Betis have been quite entertaining this season. They are quite unpredictable as well, if I'm being very honest with you. They still have a big outside chance of qualifying for the Europe. They are on 24 points, like just a couple of points behind the team in a 6. So they know that how important this game is. And if my predictions, the way that I have predicted everything goes that way, but it could end up match day 15. They could go match day 18, sorry, and they could go into the winter break with being in one of those European places. So if all the predictions go as I have said, so there's a big chance of that happening. So they are going to come in this game. They are playing against a Rayo side who have who are undefeated in their last 3 games, but 2 of them have been draws. Like they are not able to finish off the games. So Betis, despite being the home side, they are going to think that they can somehow get the win against Rayo Vallecano, and I think they might be able to do it. And it will be a close game, very very close game, but I think Betis are going to nick it. I'm going for a 2-1 win for Real Betis. And that is it. These are my predictions for match day 18 for La Liga. This is going to be the last match day before the teams go for the winter break, so it is quite important for them. Big games: Barca, Atleti, Real, Sevilla. You have games in the bottom as well. Valencia playing against Alaves. So a lot of good games that we need to watch out on. So let me know what you guys think of my predictions, and we'll see how many of my predictions come true at the end of the weekend. 1 point if the entire prediction along with the scoreline is correct, and half a point if the prediction is correct but the scoreline is not correct. So we'll see how many points I can get at the end of the weekend, because it's going to be a winter break. So we're gonna count for all the match days till now how many points I've accumulated in the review show as well. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Make your predictions as well, and we can see who has the more points at the end of the weekend. Like the video, share it as well, click on the notification bell, and of course subscribe to the channel. We are trying to get to 400 subscribers before the end of this year, so please go ahead and subscribe and help the channel out. Until next time, bye bye.